Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Mawak coming to you again out on the highway and byway, bringing out this gospel of truth to edify the hopefully elect of Yahshua, Israel, so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos and Hispanics, the 1 to 2/3 of our people of the impending judgment of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, who the word ignorantly called God and Jesus is going to bring on this wicked, sinful kingdom known as America, but spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt. And it's always a pleasure to let our oppressor, Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, know that the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to send his only begotten Son to destroy your kingdom, put you into slavery. Before we get started, let's start to give over to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors and teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone, likewise, brothers who know the truth. Great be fearlessly feed the sheep, new brothers and sisters to me and Shalom. So I got started a little earlier today because of the, well, we got a lot of heavy wind coming out here today, like really high gusts. So we get going. Hopefully, Lord willing, I don't cut this short before I can get through the precepts. Well, let's take a minute here and let's go into the headlines and let's talk about what's taking place here. You have they're still negotiating out there in Pakistan. Okay, as we know, Iran basically had practically told America, to go screw themselves. Basically these nations right now are saying, you know what? As the scriptures say, the weak are saying we are strong, the weak are boasting their power too. That basically they're ready for a fight. Okay, you have a shooting that took place out there in Washington, supposedly where Trump was holding some type of gala or whatever, cases like that. Okay, and the big thing in the media about that was, they're questioning, the security that surrounds the president. Well, we got news for you. Okay, if the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai wants to cancel any man on this earth, he can cancel it. There's no amount of protection, okay, for anybody. Okay, but you are kings and princes of this earth. You're going to be the first fruits of slavery should you survive. Okay, the great destruction that's coming. So the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to preserve you. Okay, you have what's going on out here in El Paso. You have people are blocking ICE from building more facilities, and finally I think people out here are starting to wake up to the fact that you have a town that has almost 1 million people in it, okay, constantly expanding, okay, which is about 97% Latinos and Hispanics. So think about it. This is going to be a big target, okay, for these racist Edomites that's going to be looking, to take their frustration out on the illegals, as they like to call, so-called Latinos and Hispanics, when things are going south for them. And that's going to happen sooner than you think. Okay, but blocking that is not going to prevent anything. Those internment camps that's being built, okay, and I think out here has the biggest one so far at 80, that can hold like about 10,000, 10,000 of the detainees, as they like to word it. Okay, and they have a couple more of those mega camps that they're building out here, including one on Fort Bliss. So things to look at. Also, we know about Israel, the state of Israel, that is going to have a mega flag festival. They're looking to bring out the biggest flag festival this year, or what they call Pride Parade. Okay, and Lord willing, He put the spirit in Iran to send a missile to that spot on that day, and put these wicked ass people in the spirit world. But let's start off with our first scripture here, because see, Jakes, you're not aware, or you acting like you're not aware of what's really taking place on this earth, because a lot of you want to still be asleep. Okay, and this is the book of Luke 12 and starting verse 54. It reads, and he said also to the people. Okay, so this is Yahweh Shai here. He says, when you see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway you say that there cometh a shower, and so it is. And when you see the south wind blow, you say, there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. Ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is it that you do not discern this time? Okay, so basically, our people, they're concerning themselves about things that are actually irrelevant, or things that are really of not importance at this time, especially for the children of Israel, because the thing that's on the mind of the righteous, okay, is what? Prophecies. The things that's on the mind, okay, of the hopeful elect, is prophecies, looking at things that's coming to pass on this earth. So our eyes is focused on us being watchmen. We're looking at the news articles. We're looking at things that's taking place on the earth. You have uproars of the people. You have people that are perplexed, in great tribulation. You constantly seeing people. I mean, and if you focus here on Great Babylon, America itself, you see a lot of people that are out of jobs. Even if they have a job, they have to have 2 or 3 or 4 jobs. And even if they have 2 or 3 or 4 jobs, they can't make ends meet, even though they're continuously working, trying to, keep themselves from going homeless. Okay, and one of the reasons why they're probably crying and so perplexed is if you're working 2 or 3 or 4 jobs, okay, you don't have time to engage in mirth. You don't have time to go hang out with buddies and friends and go to the club and do all these things like that. On top of that, you have a lot of these businesses that are shuttering doors, okay, or they're downsizing because, one, you have an economic downturn that's taking place right now. Don't let the stock market fool you. I mean, they use that as an indicator to say the economy is going good, but the people who are benefiting from that really, okay, the wealthy or the rich people who are able to, cash out, for those, the petrodollar, which we know at some point in time is going to fall. So that's not a good indicator. If you're not benefiting from the stocks, then it doesn't matter to you. Okay, let's go into. Let's start off with our first scripture here. Let's go into the book of Revelation. We do have a lot of wind blowing, so it's a lot here for that. Let me see if I could try to pin down certain things here because you get a lot of wind blowing. I got pollen falling all over the place, but I didn't want to do another indoor camp, So looking at the weather, I could see that I could come out here and get the camp going for the most part. Okay, this is the book of Revelation 11 and 8. Okay, and again, everything is just falling as usual. It's just, you can't win, man. You just can't fucking win, Book of Revelation 11 and verse 8. This is the book of Revelation 11 and verse 8 because we've been slaughtered, okay, we've been worked to death, okay, and we're coming to a great awakening right now that is very concerning. Okay, Salakia, it's really hard to It's so windy up. It's so windy in this fucking town, man. It's annoying, dude. And we're in that windy season right now, and it's like, so there's gonna be a lot of time, but I probably gonna have to do camp indoors for it to make sense. Okay, it says, so this is where we were, and this is why you see that great fear coming, because whether you're calling on the name or not, you have a lot of so-called Blacks and Americans and Latinos and Hispanic realize that they're Hebrew Israelites and they're waking up to it, and this great awakening, okay, is what's putting fear on a lot of people. It says, and the dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And they are the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and should not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. So they love the fact that we were ignorant. You basically line yourself with the bywords. This is the reason why these freaking kikes, they have, the so-called rappers or these hip-hop artists, all they sing about is what? Violence towards their brother, violence towards their sister. Okay, they use it continuously to talk about that byword. You got to use the word nigga, or whatever the case is like that. Okay, so why is it that we can't use the word, friggin' doggone cracker or kike? Okay, because the people who are controlling the media are those people. Okay, the wicked, the same ones who was running the slave trade along with the Arabs. Okay, and the more, and the Chinese. Okay, or Ishmael and Moab. These are the same people. These are the same people that are running, the narrative. And so they convince everybody on this earth, okay, that we were the lowest set of people. We're illiterate. We're uneducated. Okay. Maybe not in their measurement. Okay, but we're spiritual people. Okay, and like I put a video out earlier this week, we're gods, we're not dogs. Okay, and they don't like the fact that you have men that are rising up who don't have a pot to piss in. Okay, when you measure it up against what true wealth is all about. It doesn't mean that we're homeless or wandabouts or like that. Far from it. But your name isn't synonymous. You're not tied to like creativity or inventions. When you think of computer, who do you think of? Michael Dell. You think of Bill Gates. Okay, you think of those guys. Those guys have that. Those guys are prominent. But in the kingdom, okay, they're going to be nothing. They're just going to be just another, rock digger. Moving stones, burying dead bodies, and just working their bones, working their ass out to death. Okay, go back in the spirit world and come right back again and do it all over again. All right. So we're going to have our time where we're going to be rising to the top. But for now, the scariest thing for them is the fact that we realize who we are. Because when someone knows their own value, and we as a righteous man know our own value, we know that we are the sons and daughters of the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay? Nothing you say to us is going to curb our appetite to serve the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. Nothing you say to us hurts our feelings anymore. We understand the curses pursuant to Deuteronomy 28. Okay? We understand, okay, the Mashiach return to destroy Esau of the kingdom. We understand, okay, that there's a job for certain men who are given the ability to go out there and invest what was given to them, okay, which is what? Okay, in the book of Ezekiel goes heavy into that. In fact, we can go into the book of Ezekiel, and here's what our investment is okay, on top of preaching, okay, and getting our people excited about who they are, about the fact that the Mashiach is going to return to repent, that they're above these people. Okay, our job also is this. This is Ezekiel 35:1. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set that face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. And say unto it, thus said the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. So that's our job. Our job is to constantly, that's why we have signs. Okay, we constantly have, and everything is just falling for no reason. Absolutely no reason. Hold on a second. Everything is just falling, man. And I don't have the luxury of having a building where I can stand behind to block the wind. I don't have that luxury. I did have it about 2 years ago, but now those buildings are occupied right now. So I don't have that luxury. So I have to stand out here in the open, and get the full force of the wind. But continuing, it says, and like I was saying that, so that's our job. It says, because outside of perpetual hatred, and I shared the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Okay, so if they so hate the fact that we're talking about the destruction of Great Babylon, America, and there's a specific reason that the Lord gave to it, is what? Because somebody have to pay the price for destroying the children of Israel. Okay, and what they have done, when they did that 1948, okay, hoax over there, what they call the state of Israel, where they took them over there on those propeller planes and tried to set up or establish what they call, what's supposed to be the heavenly kingdom. Okay. Why is it that leading up to that, there was no 2-inch prophets on the streets? There's no record of the Jewish prophets going on the street, being awakened, being redeemed, and being put and set back into the land afterward. None. The only time you've seen that happening right now is when you see the true prophets on the highway and the byway that are doing this. And it's a specific way that they would be dressed. They'd be dressed in sackcloth. They'll be ignored. You'd have markers that will come and make fun. You'd have a lot of unbelievers. You'd have scoffers. you can have the powers to be the devil himself, who owns the media, who's going to try to, set up snares or try to, in the case with us, they strike your channel, so they take the video down, that they feel it's more offensive, okay, or that's going to really perk something up. So anytime they take down a video, certain videos, you must have done a lesson, or you have said some words that really put some fear into them. They go, okay, we can't let this one slide. We can't let this one sit. Now, they're not taking down all the channels right now, because what they're going to do is they're going to use, okay, our videos to try to persecute us and call us, whatever the hell they want to do. And that's fine. You do what the hell you got to do, sir. We understand that. We understand that that's how that's going to play out for certain brothers, okay? And I don't think there's any brother that gives a flying shit, okay, if he's the one that has to go through that. It has to be. At the end of the doggone day, prior to coming into this truth, you knew one damn thing for sure. You was gonna die. So what? I'd rather die for Yahweh Shemel Shai than to just die just being a nigger in Great Babylon, America. Okay? So there's no brother that really gives a flying shit. Okay? It's part of prophecy, dude. Alright? And I'm looking right in the camera and I'm fucking saying it to you. Alright? So there it is right there. It says, yes. So basically you all have killed the children of Israel. Okay? People want to pardon you. They want to give you a slide, let you go on by. Why? Because the reason why they want to do that is when the fact is that the majority of the prophets that are standing out here on the highway and the byway happen to be dark melanated men, okay, so-called black men. And since our lives isn't worth anything because of the curses like that, okay, you people are offended by it because we are saying we are the chosen people. We're the ones that's been murdered and killed, beat down and raped and oppressed, okay? And there's a spirit that created all of this that is going to come back and pay you back. And y'all are offended by that. Y'all are offended by that because y'all have no respect for us, and that's fine. Because I can guarantee you, if there was some fucking kike that was out here standing up on the highway and the byway talking about, they're how they've been greatly wronged and all that stuff like that. You people show a lot of compassion, including you doggone so-called blacks and Latinos and Hispanics, okay, Native Americans. Y'all show a whole lot of compassion, okay, for anybody but someone that looks like you, and that's fine. And that's the reason why we're gonna laugh when this man freaking roll up on your asses, okay? And we talk about the time that y'all need to discern, that y'all don't discern because y'all don't care, okay? Sooner or later, okay, those benefits that you're getting, okay, it's going to come to an end. Okay, let's go into Leviticus. I want to talk about friggin' doggone the Bati boy syndrome that's going on right now. Okay, and let's go to Leviticus 20. Okay, and look at Leviticus 20 and 13. Because they're poking the Most High, and it shows a blatant lack of respect and fear that these people have to the fact that you're defiling the Holy Land, and that's okay because we've brought it out that the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai says He's going to cleanse that land, okay, with nuclear fire. The world is going to watch Israel, the state of Israel, get destroyed by thermonuclear fire. And you know what we can do when we see it? Live on television when they're showing the smoke of it, we're going to get glory onto Yahweh Shemel Shai and praise the Most High for doing it. Okay? It can't happen soon enough. Okay? It says, if a man lie with mankind, that means two men, okay, sword fighting with their penis, as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They should surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. Now look here. Okay, and this is really only for you doggone, this is for you Latinos, Hispanic, and Native Americans, and and so-called Negroes. Okay, because a lot of y'all are engaging in this doggone vile act and abomination that the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai absolutely hate. Okay, and you're gonna see a lot of these doggone jakes them, in their parade over here in these various cities, engaging in this stuff. And may the Lord put you to doggone death. May the Lord put you to death. A horror show. We're looking at it. We can't wait for the time comes, but the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to show His power to our people that refuse, okay, to stop following the ways of this doggone devil. This man's ways is always grievous, man. There's nothing right about him. Okay, and y'all can't seem to sense that. Two men are not supposed to be lying together. Neither are two women. All right? And this is why you're starting to see right now, you have a heavy STD plaguing our people, okay, in the state of Texas and the state of Louisiana, these southern states, in fact, all over the United States. Why? You get these men that are engaged, okay, in this abomination, and then they go lying with these doggone women. Because see, these women, they like these feminine looking dudes with the fake toupee and the fake hair, okay? Because the majority of the dudes are walking around with those neatly nice dreadlocks. They didn't grow their hair. That's a wig. And these dudes are paying like up to like $5,000 to have a wig put on their head so they can look cute. They can look as cute as possible. All right, because true dreadlocks, it's just exactly what it implies. It's dreadful looking. Okay, it's all knotted. It smells like cow shit. All right. But they want to look like that. But a lot of these dudes are friggin' doggone body boys. And you women get with them because you women are friggin' like to experiment. And now you're seeing a whole bunch of videos with a bunch of them having the what do you call it, that herpes and all that stuff. And I tell you brothers out there, you young brothers out there, all right? Check if you can get with a woman, check her gum, check her lip, okay? And then have her go to Quest Diagnostic or any hospital and get a STD test for every damn thing. Okay, and that's before you put your dick in her with a condom. All right. Other than that, don't kiss her. Don't let no bitch kiss you either. And that goes out for you sisters out there too. Don't let some dude just randomly that kiss you either, because he gets some shit on his damn mouth that's gonna spread. All right. So we're in that time right now. Okay, where because of all of the abominable things that our people do, those curses of pestilence, okay, which is diseases. Is now plaguing our people. They're going to rot from the inside. The women, and don't worry, the Lord is not going to bring these women around. The men of the Lord, okay, as a selectee, okay, pursuing the Isaiah 4:1. In fact, let's go to Isaiah 4:1. Brother's been bringing that out lately because, and I believe that it's going to be coming real soon. Okay, that you're going to have a lot of women starting to come after you. Because they can't make ends meet and all the other stuff like that, or they realize that they need a man. We're looking for righteous women, okay? And it's going to be cream of the crop, and I'm not even going to stand up here and engage in the type, okay, specifically. But if you're an old weight walrus, baboon, or gorilla-looking woman like that, you might as well go jump off a fucking cliff, all right? Because you're not going to be chosen by any of us. It says, this is Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. It reads, And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name to take away our approach. Okay, now, they talk about the draft. And that's just putting and registering people in the draft, okay, to be drafted. Okay, so there's no actual draft in itself. That's just to register or say that you're qualified to go into the draft. So at some point in time in the near future, when things go south, and they're building up right now out there in the so-called Middle East. So sooner or later, just like when they was doing the build-up and for Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom, all you saw was when, who was it, Bush Jr. ignore, the UN, okay, to do this thing peacefully, and they fired a Tomahawk missile, and then there was war on. So you're going to see something like that. It's probably going to take place at some point in time, where the U.S. and Iran is going to engage. Okay, Iran is going to shoot up these other Gulf states. The oil is going to get hurt, and of course it's going to create a whole lot of global turmoil and problems. Okay, keep in mind there's going to be tribulation, not only for Jacob, known as Jacob's trouble, but there's also going to be a global tribulation. Okay, which is going to be shortage of food, a lot of people going into the spirit world from the sword, pestilence, because they're going to be going all out using bioweapons. I think it was Dabu 7 that came out the other day that talked about the fact that they took some crop duster drones. Okay, these are some high-tech drones that I guess you can fill them up with chemicals and then you can go spray. They seem like 5 or 7 of them are missing. So only, we don't know what is that going to be used for. But a lot of time when they want to get things kicking, especially here in Great Babylon, America, they create a false flag, just like 9/11. And that false flag that they're going to do, it's easy to surmise that they're going to kill a lot of people. They're going to spread some illness or pestilence in the air that's going to be able to spread from one person to the next. And it's just going to wreak havoc. Okay, it's going to wreak havoc. The supply chain line is going to falter. You're going to have an economic collapse, and people are going to be destroyed. Okay, people are going to be destroyed. You might have key people in certain businesses, or like let's say even in the medical field, that might fall victim to this. So you have a loss of that asset that can help people. In the meantime, what you have is a whole lot of useless people just looking for me, myself, and I. And if you think people are going to get in order to help each other out or make things go smooth or work in unison, that's not going to happen here in America. This place is not designed for that. Okay? Let's go into, so for you women, you're going to, at some point in time, because of the shortage of actual real men, the Lord is going to kill these faggots. He's going to kill these undercover or these Bati boy, pretending to be whatever the hell they are. He's going to kill them with disease. He's going to kill you women that have laid with them with disease. Okay? But there's going to be a set of women that's going to be out there. The rest of the men are going to be killed in the streets because they're going to get out there and get into the foray of things. A lot of them will get sent out to war. You're going to have to fight, civil unrest here, and the men are going to get deleted. So there's going to be just a set of men. And what does the Lord say? He's going to make a man more precious and over. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 3, and starting with verse 12. Isaiah 3 and starting with verse 12. And yes, camp is a repeat of lessons. Okay, and technically you can speak the same thing inside your living room or your home office or on your porch or wherever the hell it is. On your backyard, as you do coming out on the main road like this, to do it. But, we're commanded to do what? Go on the highway and the byway, okay, and speak and to be seen. So everybody needs to be able to see us, okay? And that's part of the commandment, okay? This is Isaiah 3, and it's down verse 8. It reads, "For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai to provoke the eyes of his glory. They show of their countenance, O witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves." Okay, so bottom line is because you're following the ways, okay, of Great Babylon, America, you can't even watch it. Right now I'm watching a show called Supergirl. And right in the middle of I think second season they bought out, they put the LGBTQ angle, with the two females. And I mean, I like the show because the Supergirl, I think she's cute, and I used to like the comic book too. But at the same time too, there's hardly anything that can be done in America where there isn't an LGBTQ angle to it. So this man likes to push that sodomy agenda, okay, on people, and that's a global thing, and they make it seem like it's cool. Pretty much, these sodomites are in charge of pretty much virtually everything, okay, on this earth. I mean, when I say in charge, I mean your executives, sodomites, okay, your CEOs, your president, okay. It says, "Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him." So the Lord is going to reward the wicked for being wicked, okay? And he's going to reward the righteous for being righteous. Okay, so here we go. right now, and I might have to take this inside, God willing, because this is only a 1 hour camera. But you can see here that everything is flowing. Okay, and it says, "As for my people, children are the oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, that which eat corn seed of air, and destroy the way of thy spirit." So our people are being led and oppressed by children. Who are the children? Okay, the children of Edom. Okay, the so-called white man, the children. You can look and you can see just how they operate. Okay, and you can tell when a nation or place is really down is from the leaders, and also their women. You see the Edomite woman right now is just basically telling the so-called white man, "Hey, look, man, you ain't shit." Okay, you get these women that are coming around and they're talking about the fact that they're married to their husbands who are Edomite men. On all these men do is talk about doggone black man penis. Okay, talk about black man penis. First of all, that's as gay as you can get, or as faggot as you can get. Okay, but this just goes to show the insecurity. Okay, of the so-called white man or the Edomite man. Okay, now imagine when the jobs are gone and we've seen how they crash out. Okay, I mean, gone. The jobs are totally gone, and their greatest fear is to become like us. And when I say become like us, become poor. You see, poverty. Poverty is synonymous to being or black, or being so-called black is synonymous to poverty. So that's the reason why you're never really considered, anybody, even the rich, so-called rich sheikhs. Okay, basically you're in the realm of entertainment, and so that's basically how they look at you. Okay, as in the realm of entertainment, they don't see you as anything different. They don't see you as anything different. Okay, so we still would always look like crap in the front in their eyes. Okay, so it tells you that the fact that our people are following the ways of the wicked by doing the things of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Hey, let's go to Proverbs 29, Proverbs 25. Okay, the book of Proverbs 29. Proverbs 29. Proverbs 25. Proverbs 25. This is the book of Proverbs 29, Proverbs 25. And it reads, "The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai should be safe." So if you have a fear of, what this man can do to you, which the scriptures clearly tell us that you shouldn't fear what man can do to you, but fear him, then after you get put to death, he can put you in a state of hell. Meaning he can bring you back, okay, with one leg, two legs, no arms, no legs, no arms, all kinds of stuff, okay? Not only you're going through that judgment, but the people that will have to take care of you, they're going through that judgment, because who the hell wants a retarded child? Who else wants a deformed child? Okay, so they're going through a hell by having a deformed child. It says, "Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment coming from the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. An unjust man is abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked." So we're an abomination to the wicked. People don't understand when we say, "Hey, look, you can't be a faggot." People don't understand that. They don't understand when we say, "Look, two women should be together." Okay, two men shouldn't be together like that, in that respect. Okay, you can't eat pork, you can't eat shrimp. Okay, they don't understand that, because the bottom line is for them, it's like, why are you trying to take away their fun? Why are we such party poopers? Why is it that we just, and they're basically have deduced it to basically racism. Okay, so like you get a little punk right there with this thing right here. Who is he trying to impress? Do you hear that? And that's just demons and people. They're trying to impress you. Okay, because at the end of the day, majority of men are very insecure, so they're trying to impress me by revving up their engine. All right, I'm not impressed, but that's demon. That's how these demons take care of these guys out here, man. You get dudes, and you see it all the time with a lot of brothers out there with camp. Dudes will keep driving around, in the car, they just wash it and they get a little bit of sound system or whatever the case like that. And they see you stand up out here, and because they think you lost, they think you destituted or whatever the case is, or you impressed with them. Look what I got, dude. You wish you had one of these. How do you know a brother don't have one of those or have multiple of those? How do you know? Okay? And that's the thing about you damn niggas in the specs, man. Y'all are so low level in your thinking. Okay? And that's why the white man is gonna have a ball fucking your ass up, man. And we're gonna love it, okay? Y'all are too low level to even understand who the fuck you really are. Alright? Because you accept just low class, low bullshit, man. Just everywhere a fucking dude go. You give a nigga $2, you gotta let every boy know he's got $2, man. Okay? Let's go to Revelation 18, 7 verse 4. Book of Revelation 18, starting with verse 4. Yeah, and it's pollen season, so hopefully I don't feel sick. I don't get sick from this. Okay, this is Revelation 18, 7 verse 4 reads, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of for my people, that ye be not partakers of a sin, and that ye receive not of a plague. For sin of reach unto heaven, and power had remembered her iniquities." Okay? What are iniquities? I believe right now, we will actually, if the Lord was to put an image in our head and give us a review, or show us exactly what this man has done to us, say, from the time they took us out of the west coast of Africa to bring us over here as slaves, and to see how they treated us on those ships, and to see how they treated us when we were here, and to see what they're doing to us currently right now, I think a lot of us would just, you probably would go into the spirit world of just depression, okay? You literally, you probably wouldn't want to wake up, okay? So the Lord is actually showing mercy to us by not even allowing us to even know really the full Monty of the wickedness that this man has committed on us, okay? Because everything this man does is wicked. Everything he does is wicked. He always wants to stick a needle in you. Or they always want to go and check your anus for fucking cancer or some fucking shit like that. Which I refuse. Which I always refuse. They want you to comply and be like them in wickedness, but you don't get the benefit like them. But they would, to keep our people in check, they would throw a couple of our people out there and say, look, he's a billionaire, she's a billionaire, okay? Because she did this and she did that. And so our people then basically become a prisoner in their mind that if they follow the same path, that they would then become rich, or they would do this and do that. And there's nothing that can change their mind. There's nothing that can change their mind. We're telling them the road to wealth and riches, which is spiritual, is through the belief of Yahweh Shemel Shai, the Mashiach, he died for us, and he rose again, and he's alive, and well alive, and waiting to come and destroy this place. Okay? All you gotta do is stop eating certain food, okay, and acknowledge, the Sabbath, the best of your ability, and everything else. It's nothing that none of us can do, okay? The Lord does not expect perfection from us right now. He's going to make us perfect when the time comes. But the things we have to go through and to show our obedience to Him is to try our best. And our people aren't willing to do that, but they'll bow to Esau. Whatever Esau said, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, 3 bags full. So our people don't want to come out of it, but we're coming out of it. There's no benefit here in Great Babylon, America. There's no benefit. We're not concerned about the famine. We're not concerned about the sword. Okay? Anything that happens to us, we know that's the will of the Lord. I'm not guaranteed I'm going to make it home from this camp. Any of these cars can come roll off here and smash me up in pieces. And that'll be the end of it. That's it. Okay? We're not concerned about the famine. We're not concerned about the sword. Okay, we pray to Yahweh Shema Shai for it, because basically, myself personally, I would like to see how you people are going to react. Okay, you pompous, narcissistic, arrogant, doggone Hebrew Israelites, particularly. I want to see how your reaction is going to be when what we've been telling you come to pass, hardcore. I want to see you Edomites, how you're going to react when it comes to you hardcore, because we know a lot of y'all are going to just turn the sword on each other. Okay, but we laughing right now, and I make lessons, basically marking their ass right now. Every time I see a video with these doggone Edomites crying, like, we should join hands together. Okay, and they feel like they're not living the American dream. Great, good. I never miss an opportunity to talk about it. Okay, let's go back into it. Let's skip that, and let's go into Amos 3 and sound verse 1. Amos 3 and sound verse 1. And it's kind of like all over the place today. I don't really have a particular sequence camp today, any topic, because a lot of times a lot of things are covered during the week in lessons, and not trying to be redundant, but we know camp is really about talking about different things. Okay, this is Amos 3 sound verse 1. It reads, "Hear this word that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai had spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities." Okay, so we said it before. It's in the scriptures. Judgment starts at the house of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, starting with IUIC and ICPK and Sakari, or what's left of them, who are diligently, doing their best, okay, as 503 non-profit organizations, okay, to mislead our people. Okay, and they're doing it intentionally. So clearly they lack the fear of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. They think it, and then they actually do it. Okay, they're not fighting the temptation. They don't care. It's amazing, because they know better. So they're going to get judged. The Lord has built enough of these camps, okay, that are out there, that everybody knows are Hebrew Israelites, because they like to use that. They like to use the title of being a Hebrew Israelite, because, of course, you can have a whole lot of people, Jakes them, who are fascinated by your ability to speak very fluently, and you have a strong camera presence, and you elevate yourself up and all that other stuff like that, and they're willing to bankroll you, to travel and all those things like that, because Jake will pay for the entertainment. That's the reason why these mega churches or these churches, okay, people are willing to donate so much of their money and their savings. But again, like we said, y'all now crying broke. What about all those times you're throwing your money out to these doggone harlot houses? All right, but they're gonna get judged. We're gonna see that. And brothers, don't get scared. Don't get scared. Even though we are a representation of the Hebrew Israelites coming out here and preaching, we're not them. It isn't to say that some of us are not going to get grabbed up, and that's the Lord's will if it happens. But don't fear. The Lord has created a buffer of these camps out there, these type of guys out there, marching in their purple outfit, singing cadence and all that stuff. Just want to be worshipped and be seen by men like they're so great, which they're not. We're poor, we're sheeps, man. We're nobody. Okay, for now. The Lord is going to use them. Okay, and then people are going to be thinking, yeah, see, I told you that's why you don't join that cult. Okay, it's not going to be us. We're going to watch their judgment. And then the Lord is going to go after, which is currently happening right now, the rest of our arrogant, proud tribes. As they get thrown into these internment camps, as they can make ends meet, and they're forced to go out there and commit to steal, rob, and do all that stuff, which is going to create the scenario that Esau also desired. Okay, which is what? That race war, because again, once once the camera is constantly showing, and they try to prematurely do that with those, store robbery and all that stuff that was taking place, especially out there in California, which, it's already been found out that the mayor was behind that, and they was trying to create that stuff, and Jake's them are being paid to go and do those things. And particular stores, covered with insurance, were willing to have their windows smashed or certain things taken out, which those products were returned. Okay, but the image that you see is like, wow, these niggas, man, and pretty much those are not going to be acts anymore. It's going to be the real deal. You can have women, children, just getting out there, and the Edomites are going to get out there in the foray too. The thing about it is like that, Jake, you need to understand is this: when so-called white people, when they go and they rob and they do things, their judgment is not the same as ours. They don't get viewed or thrown into the system, the so-called justice system, and get sentenced to life, okay, for stealing the candy. They can murder 20, 30 people, and what they'll say is, oh, he's insane. In fact, I think I put out about the guy that was going to kill a bunch of black people out there in New Orleans. You know what they're saying right now, the angle that they're looking at? He's mentally ill. He's planning this stuff now. He's planning it. He has a particular crowd, a particular set of people. It ain't like he's going on there randomly and just open fire. No, this guy had written it down and have a particular target that he's going to go after. But you know what the justice system is saying? He is insane, or they're going at the mentally ill angle. Why? Because the target was niggas, and the target was niggas. They don't give a shit. Right? So he's not going to go to prison. Let's go to Isaiah 32, and start verse 11. Isaiah 32. And start in verse 11. And it reads, "Tremble ye women that are eased." Now it's talking about these women, okay? Let's start verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are eased, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech," which is the prophets, okay? "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." Welfare is going to stop. Bottom line is the jobs are disappearing right now, so of course you women can't brag about, "Oh, I don't need no man," okay? You're going to run out of money. Your credit card is going to get maxed out, and the welfare, I think the wait now for welfare or whatever, kids like that, it's like months. Okay? Even for the people that was on it. So they've changed the laws in which you can't just go and just like apply down to your city hall and say, you know what, I need welfare. I mean, they do have like a help where you can go and, you can get a basket or you can get like a bag of food and stuff like that. So they won't allow you to, just starve to death like that. But as far as getting welfare, where they put you up and where you women have always had that, protection from Esau for the last like 50, 60, 70 years, that's no longer going to be the case, and that's why a lot of these Edomites are trying to come up and say that there's too many of you Negroes and Hispanic and Latinos on this stuff, so that they can't get it, especially when you see Becky and them losing their job. They ain't got no choice but to swallow their pride and go on welfare. But then they ain't gonna be getting no help. And the reason why they can be thinking to themselves, the reason why they're not getting any help is because there's too much of you doggone Negroes and Hispanic and Latinos on this ship. That is just gonna fuel that hatred even more for them. That basically, instead of working, Jake has always just been, collecting the benefit and hasn't put anything into it. So basically, they're a useless set of people, which makes, if you start to have that mentality, what that does is basically it makes your life worthless. So when they take your life, they're going to take it with absolute hatred, Jake. Okay? It says, "They should lament for the teats, for the pleasant field, for the fruitful vine." Okay? So we're watching, and that's where Isaiah 4:1 comes in too. Okay? And we know it's going to be a shortage of men, but it's going to be, there's a humbling experience that you women are going to have. And it's coming. It's coming. I'm not going to make a lesson of it, but I would strongly advise you women, you so-called black women, because most of you are very undesirable. You're very overweight or you're obese, which is undesirable. You're a bald head, so you've got so many negatives against you. Okay, and even for you ones that are slender, okay, you don't have any hair on your head, and you have an attitude, and you're very promiscuous, and you have STDs and a lot of issues. Okay, y'all better humble down. Brothers are not desperate, and men are now proving to themselves here in Great Babylon, America. We're talking even a 2/3 men. Okay, are not desperate. A lot of men are just saying, you know what, I just want quiet. I don't need to have you for sex. You know, a lot of men are just either stick to masturbation or whatever, or whatever cases like that. So your quiver is not going to get you anywhere because men know what comes with that quiver. You know, disease and just a bunch of bullshit. And then if you have kids, I mean, seriously, just shit the fuck out of damn luck. And that's another lesson to go into about you women with those kids and multiple kids with different men and just how those kids were born to you for a specific reason. Those kids were born to you to suffer. That's their judgment is going to be the fact that they have a mommy that's a whore. Okay, let's go into 2nd Ezra 9. Because this goes into a whole lot of things here. We're going to basically really kind of close out with this. Okay, and this is going to be 2nd Ezra 9. And actually basically silent verse 1. It reads, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest began to visit the world which he made, which we're seeing right now. Okay? So what are the things that we're going to see when we know that the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is visiting the world? Okay, the entire earth. He said, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world which we see, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So if you were in the Middle East right now, you'd be dodging bullets, bombs. You don't even know where the hell to walk. And that's normal for those people over there. Now that's going to come here in America where you can have roadside bombs. Okay, people are going to be sniping people. All kinds of crap is going to be going on over here, man. Imagine that. Like somebody can sit down right now, if I was to pan this camera, there's some houses over there. Someone could sit over there, or they could be on top of that water tower over there, which I estimate to be about half a mile from where I'm standing. Someone could sit right up there, on top of there, okay, and snipe me, okay, and nobody would know where it came from, you know, especially if they have a silencer on it, all right? So you're gonna have things like that's going on. You get people who are gonna be using their skills that they either learn from the military or wherever, okay, and be doing a lot of those things. Taking people food, robbing. I got some very careless neighbors around me, and the ones that are directly across the street from me. And one of these days I will show you exactly what it looks like. Hold on a second here. This is so fucking, it's annoying. The wind is beyond, everything is all over the place. This is beyond annoying, okay? There's so much pollen and shit falling. And I didn't know it was like this, so I probably would have saved this out. But probably gonna be, I don't know. I have to look on the wheel. So, bottom line right now, this is the time that we're in. Okay, is we're in a time of where people are agitated. They don't see much of a future. If you know anything about these Edomites, you know that they're not very good at taking shit. As far as they're not good at adversity. They're not used to it. Okay, Esau has not seen adversity since they left the cave. Okay, I mean, life has gone perfectly well for them for the last 700-800 years. You know, basically you can say from the 13th century, life has gone well for them. And your everyday Edomite, when they crash out, they're looking for somebody to blame. And the people that they're going to look and blame is going to be people like us. In fact, let's close out with the book of Psalms 91. Okay, and let's talk about, because you can look at this as basically that's these Edomite crashing out. Jake will, but the Lord is going to put the fear in in men, you know, Jake men, to basically you're going to be frozen with fear to the point to where, and Jeremiah goes into that, you know, roughly paraphrasing. Actually, now you see a man like a parade trailing like a doggone woman, and that's because imagine you are so scared, you're petrified, and if you understand what petrification is, it's basically your inability to move, think, anything like that, because there's going to come a time, you know, and you know, you get dudes them, you know, Jakes them, you know, they get their boys and all that stuff with that, where this man is going to come down, the Lord is going to have Esau come down heavy-handed with these YNs, heavy-handed with the women, and we're talking like getting deleted in the streets. You wait till the next lockdown comes down, okay? I truly believe that they're going to start like actually killing in the streets, and they say don't come out here. Okay, you should already see Trump. Them say they're bringing back public execution, or they're bringing back the firing squad and various other forms of death, including probably the guillotine too, which is probably going to be more done on these internment camps, which they have the incinerators. But keep in mind, man, this is a revival Roman Empire where chopping people's head off was part of entertainment for them. Remember, they had the gladiator rings, where they got entertained by blood sport, okay, or death sport. So that's coming back, man, and we have the right set of people that's in charge that's going to do that. And once them start to realize, and I'm talking with you men, but then you're not going to understand it from the perspective of Yahweh Shemiah Shai, that he's a man of war, he loves death, he loves to put people to death, and he loves life too. But he's a man of war. So once you don't understand that, and you don't comprehend that, because Christianity have taught you that the God of the Bible is some nice old white man, sit down and he love everybody. You can do whatever the hell you want. We understand him very differently. Every time we see death, we know that's the Lord Yahweh Shemashai behind that. Okay, he's behind death. So we can understand that, and we praying that it doesn't happen to us. Okay, which is the hope for the left. But he's going to put a spirit on this man that's going to be, you people on earth are going to know that the so-called white man is truly the devil. You're going to believe it. You're going to embrace it. You're going to know. In fact, let's close over with Psalms 91 and 5. Verse 5 reads, "Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fly by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh to thee." Why is it not going to come nigh? Because it's going to be protected. So if the scripture is saying that 1,000 will fall on one side and 10,000 on the other side, this is giving you the idea of the amount of death that's going to be happening, okay, here in America, or on this earth. But if we speak about America, because this is where we're at. This is where the great delivery is going to be done. Here in America. Here in America, where nothing matters, and the world has already accepted America as a wicked place, then the world is not going to speak on our behalf or rally behind us when they see you know, them putting, you know, Jake's in prison, chopping Jake's head off, shooting Jake's, you know, in public. Because leading up to that, you can have Jake's who are going to be running amok and wild, no jobs, no food, no nothing, they can't afford nothing like that. Jake's undisciplined, depending on this system, their entire life is going to go there and be a terror, which is going to justify the great debt that's going to come amongst our people. The sword is going to chase our people. But there's going to be a set that's going to be protected. People, keep in mind here, keep in mind that when they say they saw, people are only going to know, oh, that was a black person that did it. So even just walking as a supposed or as a so-called black man, you can get deleted for something you didn't even do. And that's been proven over and over and over here. So our part is going to have to be protected. But wherever we walk, okay, it's going to have to be protected. It says, only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Who? 2/3 of our people. And we're also going to see these other tribes. Little China, little Tokyo, little Vietnam, little Iran, little Arab, little any of those other, little Africa, all those other places where these heathens here in Great Bible America set up their cul-de-sac of town where they're safe and they can all eat their own kind of food and keep the money in the town. None of those are going to be safe. People are going to be going through freaking little China and eating up that shit. They're going to be going through that to eat up the abomination. So is the Edomites. It's not going to matter. Nowhere is going to be safe in America. And particularly these other freaking tribes that are here who have never been touched. These other dog tribes that have not been touched are going to freak out when suddenly the white man is grabbing them, beating their ass, killing them, taking their food from them, raping their sons and daughters, okay, terrorizing them. Okay, everybody's going to be crying for a solution to the shit that's going to be taking place. And you can have agents out here that are going to look like normal people, you know, starting up a lot of the shit. They can be going out there and doing. You can have them in blackface, dressing up and acting like they're killing a whole bunch of doggone Edomites. Edomites going to retaliate and go back and shoot up entire black, so-called black communities or black people. You know, they can do it to the Chinese, they can do it to the Arabs, they can do it to everybody, man. So, I mean, you can really, really go and see how this is going to play out, okay? He said, because thou hast made the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh to thee. Okay, so that's the hope of the elect, the hope of the hopefully elect. We understand what's going to happen, man. Okay, we do, and we pray to Yahweh Shema Shai that He see us worthy, the brothers and sisters in this worthy. Brothers and sisters in this that have integrity. You know, we're not doing anything just on camera. You have the integrity off camera. And you don't have to prove it to anybody. The Lord has the angels that watch you. But at the end of the day, the judgment comes from the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Not a brother, not a sister, not an elder, okay? We have to prove ourselves to Yahweh Shema Shai. We have to prove ourselves to Yahweh Shai the Mashiach, okay? So, I'm going to end it there. Lord willing, the episode, Father, close up, giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akadash, Shalom.